This is a video chart presentation at Alvopetro Energy. Alvopetro trades on Toronto Venture Exchange, our ticker ALV. It's a pretty nice move this chart's made recently. Down to 94 cents at the end of April. Coming off of that bottom, making a higher low. Continuing upward, making higher highs. Including closing Friday at the high of the day at $1.11. Small gain, just short of 1%. 130,000 shares traded is actually a little bit of increase in volume over previous days. With those things going on, we want to pay attention to this chart next week, see if it's going to continue this steady push, and potentially go through and make some new highs. Pretty nice look to the MACD. Things that we always look for. That trend back towards zero, and then both components breaking through zero. That's what technical traders refer to as breaking the money line, because it's a sign of an overall trend shift from bearishness into bullishness. And while it's not a be-all, end-all, you can see back through here, it actually broke through, was trying to make a move, but then just kind of muddled along sideways before it finally broke back down. That's your negative sign. It's a bearish break of the zero line. And look what happens. Price per share falls back down. But as a general rule of thumb, that break of zero is typically a very bullish thing. And so far, it certainly has been bullish for this chart. So looking forward, we just pay attention, see if it's going to break back down through zero, see if it's going to start to just trend sideways a little bit, look for it to hold some support points, and go from there. Slow Stow is also in a nice position. See, it really started picking up the momentum early on in May with this first move. And even with the dip, it held that 50 mark, which was a good sign that the move was going to try and continue, which of course it did. Now up near 100. Yeah, that's an exaggerated level, but the Slow Stow moves very, very slowly, hence the name. And it can ride at exaggerated levels for a pretty long period of time. So just reaching that upper end is something that should make you maybe take a pause and look, but it's nothing to be too concerned about, like it's reached some oversold level or something like that. Right now it's just indicative of quite a bit of momentum in this chart. And the money flow index, the 14 now registering a 66. Like most other indicators that we look at, we want to see it holding the upper half, show people are paying higher prices for the stock than averages, which we of course interpret as a sign of bullishness for the chart. So being over top of 50 is a nice look for the MFI. And the relative strength index, probably the most commonly used gauge of momentum, is going right along with the Slow Stow, holding the upper half of the indicator, saying the bulls are in control. And going forward, we'll want to see it hold that 50 mark as our crossover point between bullishness and bearishness. Now coming back to the candles, of course the most important thing, we'll be looking for support at $1.05. There is some more down at $1. That would be technically okay with us if it dipped down that low, because it's making a higher low still. Something along those lines, trying to create an upward channel. But holding at $1.05 is much better because it keeps it over top of the 50-day moving average, which right now is at 103.4. And that 50-day is finally starting to flatten out. It looks like it's going to start curling upward. So holding that higher support is better, just in the overall dynamic of the chart. But, taken with note, there's more support at $1. The stock closing at $1.11 on Friday actually pushed it through a little bit of a resistance right at $1.10. Now that's not far enough through it to make us go jumping up and down. It's not how you call a breakout or anything like that. It's a secondary resistance anyways. There's a stronger resistance up at $1.14. And when I try to take a longer term view on this chart to find more resistance, I only see this chart starting to trade back in the early part of last December. And there's not a lot of resistance in sight for this to go through and make new highs. The highest trading price I see is $1.33 from the first day of trading, and that was an intraday high. Stock actually closed about $1.18 that day. And what I got on the look anyways was a resistance around $1.20, and then nothing really above that other than some intraday highs. So it's just an interesting chart. When I noticed a little uptick in volume, which I'd still like to see stronger than 130,000 shares, and the upward trend over the last 6 weeks, it was enough for us to put this on radar to see how it performs going forward, to see if it can challenge and make some new highs. But as always, it's merely my interpretation of the ALV chart. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit allpennystocks.com to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or its video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.